as we take a look at our tale of the tape, brought to you by Bud Light. Here we go. The age advantage, 8 years to Sarah Lagerstrom. The height to Shino VanHoose. The weight advantage, of course, we mentioned the struggles that Sarah had getting here for weigh-ins to cut weights. Gives a 3-pound weight advantage to Sarah. Shino still accepting this fight. The reach, 62-57 in favor of Shino VanHoose. How is this one going to go? We are going to find out as we step inside the cage with cage announcer Britt Talbert.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds in the Front Street Fights atomweight division. It is our co-main event of the evening. This fight is brought to you by Drug Shield, the official licensing and drug testing company of Front Street Fights. Let's meet our fighters. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner to my right, standing in at 4 feet 11 inches tall, weighing in at 107 pounds, with a record of no wins against 4 defeats. She traveled here from Spokane, Washington, representing TKO Fighting Arts. I give you Sarah Lagerstrom. And her opponent, fighting out of the red corner to my left, standing in at 5 feet 4 inches tall. She weighs in at 104 pounds with a record of 4 wins against 5 defeats. She is from Boise, Idaho, representing SBG Idaho. I give you Shino VanHoose. Once again, our referee in charge when the action begins is Tom Supnet. We will now have fighter instructions.
Hey ladies, this is a co-main event. I want a good clean fight, follow my instructions at all times, and defend yourselves at all times. Touch them up. Good luck.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for our co-main event. It's time for another Downtown Throwdown.
All right, you heard it, Scott. It is time for a Downtown Throwdown. It is the co-main event, one that we've been waiting for 2 years. The cage door closes. Tom Supnet signals that we are underway with Sarah Lagerstrom and Shino VanHoose.
Shino's very calm.
Again, Sarah wanting to apply that early pressure, as you alluded to. Shino very, very calm, just bringing her in, and really at this point, trying to maybe let her expel some of that energy and take it to her probably down to the ground. It looks like she's trying to get her there.
Yeah, but Shino starts and she's calm. She's just looking to see how this fight's going to develop and kind of play out. She's not as young as her record is.
Low shoulder win.
Again, if you're watching on Cable 1, Channel 72, or on YouTube.com/Front Street Fights, if you'd like to follow along and talk about this fight on social media, use the hashtag Lagerstrom versus VanHoose. This is our co-main event of the evening, just a little under 1 minute old.
Very good cage control. She's just controlling things right now, just looking for openings.
There it is.
She's not in any rush.
Right knee, right there. He's up. More. Bring it up to her gut, man.
Again, Shino taking her time, trying to pick her spot where she wants to go with this, and really making Sarah work for this and get out of this control. As Scott mentioned, great cage control so far by Shino.
It's smart. She took the fight on short notice, and Shino's really, I mean, that's a lot of work to get yourself off the cage and let alone take knees to the body. So Shino's doing the smart thing here. She's going to kind of wear her out a little bit, drag on her. And there it is, a trip.
I would imagine as you guys work with any of your fighters coming to a fight, you know your opponent, you come up with a game plan as a camp develops. Having to change that on 4 or 5 days' notice. Again, we've talked about different scenarios throughout the night. The fight game is the fight game. It is what it is. What happens, happens. How hard is it to change what you've been working on for maybe a month and a half and really redo that whole process in a matter of 5 days?
It's getting the fighters prepared to be ready to fight in whatever situation they're in. I mean, that's the way that I always tell people. It doesn't matter. You're going to be in a fight. So, you know, I've always tried to tell people you don't train for your opponent, you train to your strengths, to what you want to do, how do you want to perform, what things do you want to do.
Shino trying to get a couple of rights in there.
Some really good shots.
Right there.
Very controlled. She's very calm. She knows where she's at.
Let's pass, Shino.
Nice
There
pass.
she goes.
Looking for an armbar. Looking for
She talked about it. This is one of her favorite submission moves. She talked about it the other day.
She's got
There's some pre-fight
She's going to
interviews.
get control of that arm right there.
Double wrist lock.
She's got a triangle on the head. It's not a choke, but it's controlling. She's not going to go very far from there. Sarah's not.
Lock it up.
One would
And a
imagine
Kimura.
in Sarah's position,
Roll those wrists.
Kimura,
Take the
nice
back,
transition to the back.
Take the back or go mount. Hey, look for that neck.
final 2 minutes of round number 1 between Shino VanHoose and Sarah Lagerstrom. Sarah doing all she can to not give back position to Shino VanHoose. Again, been very smooth throughout this fight, looking for mount at this point.
Where's that elbow?
She's in a half guard.
Throw it. Throw it.
This is almost like a behind the scenes. I'm not used to having you guys.
There we go.
Our guys know what they're doing.
They
So,
definitely do. We've seen that time and time again over the past 2 years. 2 hard elbows. Her corner had been calling for it. She finally delivers.
Just short punches from here. Shino can finish this real quick. It's just a matter of just taking her time and landing quality shots. On the other side, Sarah's got to do something to get out. She's not doing herself any favor by staying down there.
Minute 15 left in round number 1. This our co-main event of Front Street Fight 10, presented by
Pass
bodybuilding.com.
that right knee through. There we go. Pass that right knee. Right knee goes through.
Shino
There we
is
go.
definitely in control of round number 1.
Pin it. Pin that. Pin that.
The big thing here is the clear
Posture now. Posture.
knowledge base. Shino's
She's
using
got mount and she's
quality
letting
stuff.
those fists fly. Sarah's trying to get out of this. May give up back position right here. She has covered up. The lefts are coming in. Here come the rights. 45 seconds
make
left
it
in
count.
round number 1. She has got back position. Here go the fists. Is Sarah going to be able to get out of this?
Right hand. Shino hard. Unload. Unload.
She's got it.
Unload.
Sarah withstanding the onslaught by Shino.
This is the problem is by throwing a bunch of shots, you miss a lot of opportunities to land quality ones rather than if you get a little bit selective,
20 seconds,
you
Shino.
pick your shots, you get more, your results are a
Again,
lot
here
better.
come the rights and the lefts. The Fury.
Keep going,
Sarah
Shino.
doing what she can do to withstand it. Is it going to be enough? Is Tom Subnett going to stop this one? We are down to the final 10 seconds. Is this one going to get out of round number 1? Shino VanHoose relentless on Sarah Lagerstrom in this position, going for the rear naked choke, and we make it to round number 2. Shino VanHoose very calm, very collected through about the first 4 minutes of that fight until she saw her opportunity, whether she had back or whether she had front mount, able to get that going and really that onslaught, although you did mention quality over quantity at this point.
I've always been that kind of guy.
Yeah.
I want to land the shot that's going to count. I don't need to land a whole bunch of them. I'm going to try and put you in as much pain and danger to make you quit as possible.
As we take a look at the replay brought to you by Project Filter, you decide when. We will show you how. This is the final few seconds of round number 1. Shino just relentless with those rights and lefts. Flips onto her back, got Sarah on top, and it looks like going for maybe a rear naked choke, but again, a little too late as we make it into round number 1. One would expect more of the same from Shino VanHoose. If you're Sarah Lagerstrom's corner, what are you telling her to do in this round? What does she got to do and come out and really get this to her fight?
I think you got to tell her she's got to look for big shots. I don't think she's going to fare well on the ground. I think Shino showed she's far superior, had a much broader knowledge base on the ground. You're not going to beat her there. She's going to have to look for a knockout. She's going to have to look to stand and keep things up.
Here we go with round number 2 of our co-main event between Shino VanHoose and Sarah Lagerstrom. Oh, spinning back fist, but she slipped down. Shino able to counter, get on top, land a couple of punches. Good recuperation there by Sarah to really kind of, not, I don't want to say correct that mistake, but fend it off. But again, Shino back in control, where exactly Sarah did not want to be in this round.
Yeah, no. I'm always against what they call the spinny stuff.
Mount is there. That knee on belly, that mount.
When it works, it works.
It works and it works.
It's a crowd arrested, but it doesn't. It can be pretty bad.
You can. I mean, that was a prime example.
5 hard right elbows, couple of stiff right shots in the face there.
Elbow, Shino. Elbow, Shino. Just throw him straight down, Shino.
If Shino would pick her shots, this would be a much different finish, a quicker finish.
Again, we talk about, as Scott's alluding to, quality over quantity. You want to pick your spots. You want to land the harder strikes. You don't necessarily want to land a lot of them, as we've seen Shino do towards the end of round number 1 and the beginning of round number 2.
The problem with that is you see a lot of these strikes landing on the arms. Not a lot getting through. And, I mean, the one thing Sarah's doing to her credit that you haven't seen earlier in the night, she's moving, she's fighting. She's trying to buck, she's trying to move. She's not just turtled up with her hands over her head. She's still got some fight in her, and that's it.
That's it right there. Shino VanHoose, it is done. She finally gets to fight at home. Tom Sepnut calls this one. Shino VanHoose victorious, a minute 39 into round number 2. Not only do you have to give props to Shino for picking up the win, obviously congratulations, but again, we go back and we talk about takes the fight on 5 days notice, issue after issue, comes in and fights arguably probably her toughest opponent in Shino VanHoose, and for the most part, you really got to say, you know, Sarah, while Shino had control the majority of the time, Sarah really never, didn't see that quit so right at the end there.
No, you know, she fought a lot harder than a lot of the other guys here tonight. I mean, she gave her back up for a lot of those rounds, or a lot of the first round and part of the second. She fought until she just couldn't do it anymore, until she got beat up too much. But even as she was taking shots early in the round, she was here to fight. You can tell that. But that's the thing is, you look at Shino and you see her record, and the one thing that people will not understand is the level she's been competing at, and she's young.
As we go back and take a look at the Project Filter replay, brought to you by Project Filter, you decide when, we'll show you how. The end of the fight here right now, Shino outlasting Sarah, just letting those punches go in. Sarah standing in as long as she could, and there is where Tom Sepnut waves it off, and Shino VanHoose is victorious in our co-main event, as we are going to head back inside the cage to make this one official with cage announcer Britt Talbert.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we get to the particulars here, I want to tell you something if you didn't already know it. Sarah came down here on less than a week's notice to jump into this fight. How about one more round of applause for her for coming down from Spokane to entertain us here tonight. We have our winner at 136 of the second round. Our referee, Tom Sepnut, stops the fight for the winner. Out of the red corner, from Boise, Idaho, Shino VanHoose! All right, Shino, we got a swag bag here for you from our friends at bodybuilding.com. And first of all, that's a fun name to say as a ring announcer, Shino VanHoose. I like it. Kind of odd. You've got, up until tonight, you had 9 fights, none of them here in Boise. How did this feel to get that victory and get it here in front of the hometown?
It felt really good, yeah. You know, my record wasn't so hot before this, so it feels good to get back after an injury and, yeah, win.
Good. All right, I got to ask, what's next? I know you focus on the fight at hand, Shino, all fighters do, but you got to look down the road a little bit, set up a fight for another fight. What's next for you, Shino? Will we get to see you in Boise, or you got to go back out of town?
I'm actually planning to go back to Invicta, so yeah, 2017, I'll be in Invicta.
All right, well, again, you don't get here, we talk about it all the time, tons of friends, family, support. Who would you like to thank?
Just everybody that came out for me. I love everybody, and it's my first time fighting in Idaho, and I felt the love, so I got to feed off the energy, and my team and my coaches, Scott, Jesse, and Michael, and my sponsors, Venom and Mai Tai downtown.
I'm going to say it one more time. Your winner, Shino VanHoose!